We are getting you ready to step out the door to some 60s and 70s and a lot of cloud cover.
Yeah, Eric is standing by this morning. Eric, how's it looking?
It looks cloudy, but at least we are dry. That's the good news. Here's the Orlando International Airport tower cam. Current temperature there, 63 degrees, where it's 60 in the Villages, 59 in Ocala. So through the day today, we'll clear those skies out little bit by little bit, but these temperatures are just not moving much at all. 66 by lunchtime, 69 our high temperature. Today, the warmer of the next few days. Tonight, first 40s of the season. We'll struggle to get into the 60s tomorrow, and then look at Wednesday. A cold morning, coldest since January. Highs in the mid 60s, and then a warming trend with a few showers late week into the weekend.
Eric, you gave us a live look at the airport. Let's go ahead and take you inside to show you those wait times. My goodness, the busy Thanksgiving travel day holiday period is coming to an end, and you can see gates 1 through 129. You're going to spend some time waiting for your bags to get checked. So plan ahead if you do have a flight. Most flights are on time. There are 9 delays and 1 cancellation. Everything else looks good. We'll be back with more news and your top stories coming up at 7 o'clock on CW18.
Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18 starts now.
Now on Sunrise, Tamara Sitch, a former WWE star, faces sentencing today in Volusia County following her plea in connection to a deadly DUI crash.
Plus, video shows the moment a garage went up in flames. The cause? A lithium battery. What you can do right now to prevent this from happening at your home. And
I'm Amy Lou in Washington with the U.S.'s effort to extend a temporary ceasefire and bring more Israeli and Palestinian hostages home.
And good morning to you on this Monday. It's 7 o'clock, and we thank you for starting off this new week with the Sunrise team as you get going after so many had that long holiday break there. Kids getting back into the routine. I'm Jason Guy.
And I'm Christina Watkins. Let's take you outside with a check of your forecast with First Warning meteorologist Eric Birds. Eric, you said this is soup weather. I need some more gumbo. I did not eat enough for Thanksgiving.
There you go. I love it. Oh my gosh, you're throwing all kinds of ideas in my head. You know, I'll tell you this. A couple of, you ready for some meal planning, people? So we've got soup and chili. These next couple of nights, we have to do that because it's going to be getting chilly, pun intended. But as we look outside now, it's kind of comfortably cool with mostly cloudy skies. So where do we go? Well, we'll start off with clouds and maybe a sprinkle or two late morning. By lunchtime, we start to see some sunshine breaking through, and then more and more through the day, we'll get that sun. Temps really not moving all that much at all. 63 right now in the city. It's 60 degrees in the Villages, 58 in Palm Coast, 64 in Titusville. 24-hour change in temperatures does show that things are a little cooler than yesterday morning. Oh, but this is just child's play compared to where we go the next couple of days. Want to point out there is nothing showing up on our First Warning live Doppler radar. So for today, cooler temperatures starting that trend. And just you wait to see how low things get in your neighborhood. Jackets, yup. See you in a couple minutes with that forecast.
Whew. All right. Okay, we're pulling out all the cold winter clothes. Keep in mind, I-4 eastbound is very slow. This is right around the Champions Gate area as you're coming from Osceola County into Orange County. Between US 27 and the beach line, you're going to be hitting the brakes there. We're at 40 minutes for that drive. Elsewhere on eastbound I-4, things are up to speed, and our toll roads are looking good. We do have a trouble spot to let you know about. This is on the side streets here, just south of the 408. We've got trouble on 434 at Alafaya Trail. That's in Orange County. Just use caution if this is part of your morning drive. We'll update you on any other traffic problems ahead in your First Warning traffic. A former pro wrestling star set to learn her fate following a deadly crash last year.
Tamara Sitch pleaded no contest to several charges related to that crash. WESH 2's Tony Atkins is following the story live for us this morning. Tony, police say she was drunk when that crash happened.
Yeah, that's right, Christina. The investigators say she was actually 3 times over the legal limit when she caused this chain reaction crash. It ended with a 75-year-old man dead, as well as several others injured. For now, reporting live in Volusia County, Tony Atkins, WESH 2 News.
All right, Tony, thank you. Still no word on what led up to an accidental shooting at an Orlando gun range. Police say this all happened at Shooter's World on Long Lane yesterday afternoon. We're told one person was hit. We're still working to learn more about how badly they were hurt.
In Polk County, a 5-year-old is dead after a crash involving a police truck. Deputies say it was just before 10 Saturday night at the intersection of US 92 and Havendale Boulevard in Auburndale. Authorities say the police sergeant was driving with his lights and siren on when a Kia drove into his path. That driver suffered a broken wrist, and a 5-year-old riding in the back seat was killed. No charges are expected at this time. In New York over the weekend, hundreds of protesters in favor of a ceasefire shut down the Manhattan Bridge. Those protesters are demanding for President Biden to call for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. The group filled the bridge with chanting, and they were holding signs. In a social media post, organizers said they plan to, quote, make business as usual impossible until the U.S. stops funding and fueling a genocide. Right now, there's a manhunt for a suspect who police say shot and hurt 3 Palestinian college students who were visiting family in Vermont for Thanksgiving.
There are concerns this could have possibly been a hate crime. Police say the friends were walking when a man shot them. The victims' families, as you can imagine, said they are just devastated by this.
We are afraid that it is most likely a crime against Palestinians.
Investigators are still looking into the possible motive here. The Burlington mayor stressed the possibility of a hate crime is their priority of this investigation. Let's take it to California, where a video inside a home shows a moment a lithium battery caught on fire. Joy
Benedict breaks down the lesson from fire and rescue officials to avoid this from happening in your home.
Yeah, you really have to be careful. 7:10 this morning, new on Sunrise. Parents and guardians, listen up. Several law enforcement agencies here in Central Florida and nationwide have a warning for iPhone users. The Longwood Police Department says the new iOS 17 update comes with a name drop feature. This allows users to easily share contact information with other devices that are nearby. You can turn this off right now by going to Settings, General, AirDrop, bringing devices together, and then turn the switch off. If you want to turn this back on, you can, but this is a warning. They advise kids to not leave their cell phones alone and to just be careful.
Yeah. Right now, rescuers are working nonstop in India to reach workers trapped inside a collapsed tunnel.
How long they've worked so far to try to get them out, plus.
With a magical touch, I mean, with something that seems to be, yes, kind of magical and sometimes still living, you know?
The Olympic Games in Paris are just months away, and this morning, we're taking a look at the unveiling of the torch and the symbolism behind it.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text TV to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Welcome back here to Sunrise as we take a look out over a gorgeous sunrise. That's from New Smyrna Beach there. Good morning. If you're waking up in this spot, you can see plenty of cloud cover, but there are some breaks as those beams and rays come through there. It's 61 degrees right now. We have a lot of humidity in the mix. We'll talk about when the clouds move out, and our temperature is going to go down. That's ahead later this week. It's all straight ahead as we check in with meteorologist Eric Burson, your first warning weather. 7:14 now, and we know this Saturday there are going to be so many runners, thousands and thousands of them, taking to the streets of downtown Orlando for the OUC Orlando Half Marathon. WESH 2 is your source for race day coverage. We'll watch those elite runners vying for the victory, and even friends and some of our coworkers here at WESH 2 News tackling their first race. The WESH 2 team here is bringing you live coverage from across that race course. Tune in this Saturday morning. That's December 2nd, starting at 7 a.m. on WESH 2 and streaming on WESH.com. Right now, we're 8 months away from the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Amy Lou from our Washington Bureau has a closer look at the key element of that opening ceremony, the Olympic torch. And keep in mind, we're your home for all the coverage of the Paris Olympics. You can watch the action when it starts July 26th, 2024, only on our sister station over on WESH 2. Okay, it is safe to say it's been a roller coaster of a year for the UCF Knights football program, and they're first in the Big 12 Conference. But Saturday in regular season play and the finale of it, UCF gave its seniors something to hang their hats on. Quarterback John Reese Plumey making a final start there at the bounce house. One of the 33 seniors taking it in. The Knights rallying from an early deficit to outscore the Houston Cougars 27-13, making them bowl game eligible. All right, Knights. And the only Big 12 newcomer to go into the postseason. The matchups for all 41 bowl games will be announced this Sunday. And we know somebody real excited about that is a UCF alum, meteorologist Eric Burris. Those nights are great.
Listen, we were on the field as they were honoring the seniors, and my brother, who I welcomed onto the field as well, was the guy that was like, "Get him, JRP." And he looks at me, he's like, "Who are you?" You know? Anyway, it was a great time, and I just can't wait to see where the bowl games are. By the way, wherever that bowl game is, you just may not see me doing the weather the next day. It depends on how close or how far it is. But this morning, here's what I want to guarantee. Lots of clouds, all right? We're peeking outside on our Tower Cam network, and in Tavares, it's a gray overcast sky. Comfortable temperatures out the door. Just depends on where you are. It's not in the 70s. I need to go hit on that thermometer a little bit, get it to wake up. We're in the 60s for Lake County, 60s for the metro, and 60s back over to Brevard County. So lots of clouds over top of us, but the reason for this is a cold front that moved through. That cold front slid out that rain from yesterday and is getting us set for some actual winter's weather. So for this afternoon, temperatures aren't really warming all that much from where we are right now. 69 in the city, 67 degrees in the villages, 66 in Palm Coast. Average high is 76. So we were way below that today, right? Looking at the 12-hour forecast, it's kind of a straight line of sorts, just some subtle climbing temperatures. But tonight, when the temps start to drop, things are really going to drop. It's because the skies are going clear. We actually start to watch a little bit of a weather maker moving in. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, some rain chances rising. So in the meantime, here's what we've got for you. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast. Chilly, chilly, chilly next couple of days. Getting a bit milder looking ahead to the weekend.
All right, Eric, thank you. Let's get your first warning traffic. We're looking around Lake Mary, and we've got traffic up to speed there. Things are good for that drive from Seminole County into Orange County. Those are the vehicles heading westbound. You see them coming toward the camera here as they've made their way through Altamont Springs and Maitland. All good for that part of the drive. Now, here's where we have some trouble. You can see on our graphic here between US 27 and the beach line, we've got some slowdown. So eastbound around Champions Gate, it is really slow for drivers. Just use caution if that's part of the morning commute. We do want to remind everyone that there's a crash in Orange County on 434 there. Alfay Trail at Forest City Road. Just use caution because a right lane is blocked. Now to roads in Michigan's White Lake Township. They are reopening this morning after a very large fire prompted closures this weekend. Multiple fire departments had to respond to the scene to battle that late night blaze. Residents in the area say they heard loud explosions.
You felt it in your body. You felt the house. It almost felt like the house, like, almost went on a tilt, for lack of a better word. I mean, it shook. It shook very good. Luckily, none of the windows broke, but you know, they did rattle.
It's believed this fire came from an oil and natural gas well, but the exact location and cause has not yet been confirmed. So far, no injuries have been reported. In India, rescue efforts for workers trapped in a collapsed tunnel continue. Rescuers were seen working on Sunday as vertical drilling began at the site of the collapsed area to free the 41 workers. Officials there in India say the work at the construction site will take hours. This morning, the death toll from flooding in Somalia has climbed to nearly 100. That country's been battered by relentless heavy rainfall. It began in October because of El Nino conditions and the Indian Ocean weather phenomena. Both are climate patterns that impact ocean surface temperatures and cause above average rainfall. The UN estimates that about 700,000 people have been displaced and said the worst in decades.
Local, live, late breaking. This is a WESH 2 News update.
Good Monday morning. I'm Jason Guy. Your time now 7:26. No word on what led to police calling an accidental shooting at an Orlando gun range. Investigators say this happened yesterday afternoon at Shooters World on Long Lane. We're told one person was hit with a bullet, and we're still working to learn more about the extent of those injuries. In Volusia County today, former WWE star Tamara Sitch is set to be sentenced in connection to a DUI crash that killed a man. Sitch pleaded no contest to the DUI charges back in August. Police say she was 3.5 times above the legal limit when she caused that chain reaction crash in Ormond Beach last March. A 75-year-old man was killed and several others were hurt. She's facing up to 25 years in prison. All right, we turn now to your traffic, and we've got some slowdowns for drivers eastbound between US 27 and the Beach Line. This is really right where you come from Osceola County into Orange County. Just use caution. Elsewhere, our interstates and toll roads are up to speed. Eric.
All right, good morning to you, my friends. Starting off with gray skies. It's an overcast deck, but little by little today, the skies will be clearing. 63 in the city, 59 in Ocala right now, and 61 degrees in New Smyrna Beach. So where do we go? Not all that warm, really. 69 in Orlando. The average high temperature is 76. We'll do 67 in DeLand, 66 degrees in Palm Coast, and into the lower 70s for Brevard County. So through the day, temperatures don't really move much. We'll have a sprinkle or two next couple of hours, but from an overcast sky to a mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, mainly clear setup. So little by little things get better, but look at where we wake up tomorrow morning. Coldest air by far this season. 49 in Orlando, 45 degrees in the Villages, and that's not even the chilliest thing. Look at tomorrow afternoon, barely getting into the 60s, even colder Wednesday morning, and then a nice rebound late this week into this weekend. Couple of showers late week.
All right, Eric. The snoutless female gator named Jolene is living her best life at Gatorland. What's next for Jolene after she's done with medical treatment?
Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News Sunrise on CW18 starts now.
Right now at 7:30, there's a new competitive class at the University of Florida. How swiftly students signed up to learn about Taylor Swift's music.
Oh, boy. And whether it's in the skies or on the roads, thousands of travelers are going in and out of Orlando for this holiday weekend. We take a look at the crowds at OIA as people go home and how things are looking there this morning.
Plus, it is Cyber Monday, and every year we tell you about scammers trying to take advantage of the most vulnerable. We'll tell you the best ways you can stay protected this year. A lot to get to this morning. Thanks for starting your week with us. I'm Christina Watkins.
And I'm Jason Guy. We do need to get to the forecast. We have first warning meteorologist Eric Burris getting us ready for some sweater weather, but not today.
Yeah.
Not just yet.
It's cool. It's just not like that just yet. Yeah, it's cloudy as we look out. This is St. Pete Beach on our Tower Cam network, and it's basically gray, and that's all across the entire peninsula, including our area. We begin with that overcast sky, but more and more today we'll get that sun shining on through. 65 our 9 a.m. temperature in the metro, 66 by lunchtime, and 69 degrees our high. That's it. And then tonight, as those temperatures start down, they're going to just continue to drop. 57 right now in Ocala, it's 61 degrees in Claremont, 62 degrees in the city. And while we've got the clouds, we do not have any rainfall yet. So where do we go from here? Well, we're going to slowly clear those skies, but we're going to keep the cool temperatures, 60s and 70s around, with an average high of 76, well below average. And this, just the beginning. We'll talk about how things pan out in your neighborhood when I see it coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, sounds good, Eric. Right now, we're taking a look at the roads and your first warning traffic. Things are looking good if you're coming from the Sanford area or Lake Mary, moving from Seminole County into Orange County. We don't have any major delays, but we have some trouble building from Osceola County into Orange County, eastbound between US 27 and the Beach Line. Look at that. We're in the red at a 34-minute stretch there. It's also slow eastbound between Colonial and Lee. That is going to take you 6 minutes. Elsewhere, we're looking good as we take a look toward I-4 and right around Maitland there, as you see Seminole County in the distance. Things are looking good as those drivers head away from our camera from Orange County into Seminole County. And no major slowdowns on our toll roads. We'll let you know if any of that changes this morning.
Happening today, former WWE superstar Tamara Sitch will be back in a Volusia County courtroom.
A judge is expected to sentence Sitch to a DUI crash that killed a man and injured several others last year. WESH 2's Tony Atkins tells us she's now facing some serious jail time.
7:36 now, back here closer to home in Gainesville. Swifties at the University of Florida are getting a chance to learn more about Taylor Swift. There's not just a class, but an honors class devoted to only her music. It was so tough to get a seat at this table. The class filled up in just 10 seconds when early registration opened for the spring semester. 15 students made it into the 13-week course. That's where we're at. All right, 7:36 now. The busy Thanksgiving holiday period is coming to an end. This is a live look outside at Orlando International Airport. More than 179,000 people are set to pass through MCO today. A lot of airports across the country saw heavy delays and cancellations yesterday. Thankfully, that was not the case here in Orlando. FlightAware shows we didn't have any cancellations at our airport. As for TSA, those wait times did go up and down depending on the time of day.
It's been pretty easy so far today. Yeah. We got here plenty of time. Lines weren't too long yet. And so far, security is looking good.
For me, it's been pretty smooth. The last time I took a trip down here, I kind of got caught up in traffic and missed the flight. So this one, comparatively, has been great.
So tomorrow marks the end of the 12-day Thanksgiving travel period. Orlando International Airport expects more than 2 million passengers to come in and out of the city beautiful when it's all said and done. This morning, let's go ahead and show you the flight board. Things are starting to slow down just a little bit, but it's really not too bad. Mostly every single flight is on time. There are 14 delays, 1 cancellation. Just check with your airline before you head out the door.
AAA says more than 49 million Americans were driving over the Thanksgiving holiday, and many saw some welcome relief at the gas pumps. The average price for a gallon of unleaded is at $3.28, which is down more than 30 cents from this time last year. Here in Florida, the average is just above $3 at $3.01. And a reminder for you, Travel Deal Tuesday is happening tomorrow. You can expect to find discounts on flights, rental cars, and places to stay. Experts say January is the cheapest month of the year to fly and stay in hotels. Also, keep an eye on May or June trips coming up on Travel Tuesday. And of course, it is Monday, Cyber Mondays in full effect, and things are going to potentially shatter records. More and more people are doing online shopping more than ever before.
I have too many things in my Amazon cart right now. Since shopping started off slow in stores, Brian Chung tells us retailers may need to do a lot more to convince you to click and buy. Well, a new holiday experience is taking off in Southern California.
Thousands of lights are being wrapped around planes in the USS Midway Museum.
There was no protocol for how to decorate an F-18 fighter jet, but I think it came out incredible.
How workers were able to overcome challenges when trying to put together this light show.
7:46 now here at home. Let's get you outside with a check of our forecast with First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. What a beautiful sight at the beach, though I don't know if that's necessarily the place to be today.
Yeah, you know, the next couple of days are going to be a little cool. I know so many people like walking the beach in the morning, and today's going to be definitely a day with a bunch of clouds over top. It's not like we've got that spectacular sunrise. Next couple of days, it's going to be chilly, so have the layers on. Outside right now, it's 61 New Smyrna Beach, 62 degrees. In Orlando, about 60 degrees in the Villages, and 57 in Ocala. Winds coming from the north and west, breezy, even gusty at times today. But that's going to be what clears us out little bit by little bit. Now, at this point, our First Warning Live Doppler radar is rain-free. And look at what's ahead, all right? Tuesday afternoon, 61 degrees. It's not going to be a record cool high temperature, but it's going to be chilly. Chilly start Wednesday morning, not a record, but cold. And then even Wednesday afternoon, not a record, but still chilly. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast showing those dropping temperatures. But if you're a fan of the milder stuff, just wait a couple of days. We'll moderate things nicely late week into the weekend, Christina.
The roller coaster continues. Eric, thank you. Let's go ahead and show you some of the drive times this morning as you are heading out the door. If you are coming from Osceola County to Orange County, you are in the red. Excuse me. We are starting to see some slowdowns there. I-4 East from US 27 to the beach line, 36 minutes. I-4 East from Colonial to Lee Road, 5 minutes. Elsewhere, no major slowdowns or accidents to tell you about. Things look pretty good. To California now, where a brand new holiday experience is taking off. Jingle Jets at the USS Midway Museum features hundreds of thousands of twinkling lights. Audra Stafford looks at how the warship transformed into a winter wonderland. Well, it is also the season to give back, and WESH 2 wants to make it so easy for you to help people in our community. WESH 2 Share Your Christmas campaign is back for its 38th year. Tomorrow on Giving Tuesday, we hope you will join us all day for our telethon and online donation drive as we raise money for Second Harvest Food Bank. Guess what? All the money you give goes right back to our community. It stays in Central Florida, providing food and meals for kids, seniors, and families who really need our help. So join us on air and online tomorrow for Giving Tuesday at WESH.com. We thank you in advance for all of your contributions, and our community thanks you as well. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on CW18.
Local, live, late breaking. This is a WESH 2 News Update.
Good Monday morning. I'm Christina Watkins. The time right now is 7:56. SpaceX is getting ready for another launch off our Space Coast. It is set to send up a batch of Starlink satellites on a Falcon 9 rocket today. The launch window at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station opens tonight at 11 o'clock. Let's get you out the door this morning for a check-in for Morning Drive. We are seeing some slowdowns depending on where you are across Central Florida. This morning, specifically from Osceola County to Orange County, 39 minutes if you are heading on US 27 to the beach line. It'll take you that long to get on I-4. Some slowdowns from Colonial to Lee Road, only 4 minutes, but still some stop and go traffic plan ahead for that. If you're heading on the Turnpike south from US 27 to I-4, you're in the green, 20 minutes, no problems. Out the door this morning, Eric, our forecast is very cloudy.
Yeah, no problems though, like no big heavy downpours. There's all bark and no bite. This is a look over toward the Swan and the Dolphin over here at the Walt Disney World area. Temperatures in the lower 60s through the metro. We're in the upper 50s north of town. So where do we go from here? Mid 60s in our northern spots, upper 60s through the metro, lower 70s down south, but all of us playing below average. The average high is 76. So through the day today, we start off with the clouds, but little by little, we'll see more and more sunshine. 66 our lunchtime temperature, 69 our high. Then for tonight, want to give you first warning, jacket weather out the door tomorrow with 40s and even lower 50s. Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast showing that chilly air in place for our Tuesday, Wednesday, and then starting to warm up a bit by late week.
All right, today is Cyber Monday. We know so many of you are expected to shop online. We'll tell you how retailers are trying to lure customers in. That's ahead at 8.